Okay, this is how I'll choose to work through today's edition of the program inside District Tech Team. I am aware to serve as one of the hosts. So we have just received our call that our guest has arrived. So we are going to run straight into the issues that matter. We now have our guest in studio. They are trying to get in readiness to ensure that we kickstart Okay, we want to ramble into the issues as we have been told that our guests have just transitioned in the studio, and many of whom are from the Unity Party, the leadership of the Unity Party District 18 respectively, and they have just entered in the studio. So we are still in the process of preparing to ensure that everything is set up. So we are working on some issues here. Yeah, we will soon put them on camera shortly, but we want to ensure that every other technical issues can be resolved before we kickstart the discussions. So particularly the discussions on today will basically center around their newly position they have entered into, because of all of the time they have always been with the Unity Party and they have risen to the position. So by the time they come on camera, they will start to resolve every other issues about their involvement with Unity Party. Then we will also place a spotlight on the politics, because this year, 2023, has been a year that many of the politicians have been yearning for, and we will also place a spotlight on the district politics. So okay, gentlemen, welcome to Focus Online TV, specifically the program Inside District 13. So we'll start individually. Each one of you can introduce yourself, and so that the audience can get acquainted with your names and your position also. So
Yeah.
we begin with the first guy.
Okay. I'm Ambassador William Bernard Jr. I am the current youth coordinator for Unity Party District Motek.
So the next guy.
Well, by the way of introduction, I'm Coach B. Martin, newly elected SG Youth Wing District 13 Unity Party.
So the third person also.
I'm
Okay,
you guys
gentlemen, we want to say you guys are welcome. This is Spoke Online TV. Be local. So could be local. The first guy, Abraham Bena. How is the United Party, by the way?
William
Ambassador Williams Bena, take correction. How is the United Party District 13 chapter, by the way?
So like you are aware that they should take the Unity Party. In fact, the Unity Party as a whole has just kickstart around the country. So we participated in the county convention, also county convention last week. Thursday, Friday, and Friday was the team convention where we elected LES from District 13 to serve the local district. So as far as everything is concerned, District 13 Unity Party is okay and everything is composed.
Okay, next person. I think you need to. I think you need to introduce yourself and also this is one of the biggest number of guests to your introductory here. So you need how is United Party, by the way, in your introductory statement? How is United
Like my coordinator, white palette. And looking at our leadership right now, we are very strategic because we are putting every mechanism into place in making sure that the rescue mission comes to reality. So we are very much okay with the leadership.
Okay, then.
Yeah, well,
So Simon, how is the Unity Party in your position as the newly elected PRO?
yeah, once again, I'm Sam Samuel Yenso. Yeah, the Unity Party is is one of the parties that I've always wanted to be with, and I'm glad being into it today as leader in Unity Party Youth Congress. And we are also making sure that Unity Party to change this my plan.
Green and white.
Yeah, choose.
So what definition about your
Means from drop means the Unity Party.
okay? Okay, gentlemen, you need to speak that the audience can be able to understand. All of you, according to your own introductory statements, all of you contested on web ballot. So how do you feel about your newly positions that each one of you have been elevated? So we begin with this man, then we transition further.
So has and organized for the party in Liberia. So for that reasons, we don't have like other political parties have inner dispute or inner conflict. So the United Party District Number 13 chapter will build a consensus amongst the young people of District 13. And it was through that consensus that brought us to web ballot. So it's not that there are no competent people in District 13, but we just have to fulfill the formalities of registering and going to elections to make it. But honestly, the young people of District 13 us with their power because they know our ability in the street to move the District 13 forward.
Looking at the position as an SG, someone who to be computer literate and someone pen in the paper. And I was on the anchor of Team Cornelia. I try to observe the workings of the youth in the district. I also get into the we can rescue this district through a smooth leadership transition.
So the next guy, Sammy.
Yeah, as a PRO, related on web ballot or the youth congress related on web ballot was very critical because it first started from our workings as the youth coordinator just stated that it first started from our workings. So through our workings, but then because he's accordingly, so it's the reason or also but they get us to make us the leader of a union party.
Last year, there was this unity party, including its national leadership, was has series of reported internal rankings within the party. So, what will be your role, considering the fact that you have been you have been elevated to positions where now you become an a point of influence in the unity party? What are you doing to resolve some of those internal with regards to the initial CPP and another party to collaborate with you? So we will begin from this man. The question goes directly to the coordinator.
In when it comes to collaboration with the Unity Party, it's the national executive committee that decides whether Unity Party goes collaboration with any political party in the country. Even though the views of leaders within the party are solicited, but then the decision that this party will collaborate with Unity Party is made with is left with the National Executive Committee of the party. So we give our tips, we give our observation, we give our what we how we feel about it and what needs to be done. But then when it comes to the decision, is left with the senior bearer, the national chairman, the SG, like I said, the National Executive Committee. So it's not within our position to wholly decide that the Unity Party goes to a collaboration with our political party.
So what if, still talking on that, what if another political institution, who is believed to be a political institution that has been electable in the body politics of Liberia, expresses interest to partner with the Unity Party for the sole purpose of redeeming the country in your own words?
So recently, like summer of last year, we we witnessed the endorsement of our organization called the Disenchanted Civilians. And we had a program at the HQ where Joseph Waika, the standard bearer of the National Unity Party, received and hand over membership to them to be a part of the Unity Party. So I can safely say here that the Unity Party remains Unity Party, whether they go into a collaboration or not. Unity Party remains Unity Party. But like I said earlier, the process, the framework of Unity Party getting into a collaboration with any political party within this country, that decision is entrusted in the National Executive Committee of the party. So whoever the National Executive Committee decide that Unity Party go into a collaboration with, we are waiting. Once they come with clean hands, we are waiting as a party, as member of the Unity Party to work alone because we have one goal and the goal is to rescue this country. We all can witness how fragile our economy has become. So we will not will not hesitate to partners with people who have like minds that want to help us in the rescue mission. But one thing that is for sure is that Unity Party Joseph Mabuaika remains the rescue one comes October 10, 2023.
All right, Mr. SG, are you confident that even if the Unity Party doesn't partner with any other political institutions, are you confident of the Unity Party or securing the 50 plus one vote as required by the constitutions of Liberia?
Uh, in this case, Emmanuel, I will tell you plain yes, we are doing our work, not just on the surface, and we are not depending on any other political party. But it is good that we have a collaboration because in order to have a smooth work being done, we need a good team that will get rid of the failure we are seeing today. So I will tell you, I'm confident, and you are a journalist, and you can see, and you will see Ottawa 10, you will take me as the winning party comes the election.
To the PRO, the man who carries the information across the place. A few days ago, your political leader, former Vice President Joseph Waka, was in America. Can you tell us what are some of the purposes for which, of course, you went to America? Considering the fact of your positions, and you must be close with some, you must be informed with some other information pertaining to the street. Can you tell the public what are some of the reasons Joseph Waka went to the States?
Well, I will just summarize that. To say my program currently, it was current. You went there on a on an invitation wherein diaspora diaspora United Party go for the United Party to the USA. And during that process is when I was stressed out and after my process, my electoral process. So I wasn't following interest.
So to that, Joseph Boyka attended the Unity Party Diaspora Chapter Convention in the United States of America. So there's a whole population of Unity partisans in America, and they were having their diaspora convention. All of the Unity partisans from different European country, they had their convention, and that's program Joseph Boyka attended. He also did a fundraising program.
So there were other people, and there were other people who basically from the ruling establishment and other political alliances within the country before Joseph Waka left. They have been there was this criticism that was about Joseph Waka went to seek a comprehensive medical treatment. Do you care to speak to that? Or
So, politics, you come to the disco with sincerity. When news went viral on social media that Joseph Brother was sick, in fact, he was paralyzed.
so was he actually
Just allow me land. It was a week after when Joseph Waka attended that endorsement program at the national headquarters of the Unity Party. And with me, I have video of Joseph Waka dancing that particular day. So I came to a conclusion. In fact, Liberia normally we only wait for emergency, people go to hospital. So if I wake up in the morning and decide to go to do my checkup, it literally doesn't mean that I'm sick. It's either I want to know my, just like when I'm a public figure, and the only alternative of rescuing this country.
So just
He
in a
should,
nutshell,
in a nutshell,
yeah.
he should know his medical status over and over and again. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's sick.
You are even referencing a video footage in which you saw your political leader, dancing after after those posts of supporters believed to be called the district after citizen pledged their support over to him. But there were other pictures that are circulated on the social media in which Justice Baka was being discharged. So how can we balance, how can we balance these two or reconcile these two statements?
So when you say discharge, what do you mean?
It means that he was basically released by the
So
hospital.
I think you should see a video of him being treated instead of seeing footage of him being discharged. So if I'm sick and you are so sure that I was sick, you should have a video of me being on a medical treatment. So anybody can get a photo while I'm at the cashier, while I'm processing my last slip to go to the lab to do my medicals. And anybody, and you must, in order for you to substantiate your claim that I'm sick, you should have a pictorial evidence of me being treated.
So was he sick?
I'm telling you, I told you earlier on, I'm saying this again, that Ambassador Boyka went to the hospital to know his medical status.
Okay, let us transition and place the body politics of our own district on the spotlight. Mr. SG, you in your introductory statement you make mentions about rescuing starting from the national scene, and as far extending to the district where we all live. Oh, who do you perceive to be, who do you perceive to be the rescue technique?
All right, thank you very much. We already have the face of District 13, that is Madam Lyndon Togba, who have already played her politics. She have already done her work in previous time, and she's now awaiting the result comes October 10th. So Lyndon Togba is the rescue for District 13.
So you basically she is the rescue for District 13, and she is a 13 rescuer, you believe.
Yeah,
I have concluded upon it. I'm not believing yet, but I have concluded upon it.
Okay, then we move on to the XG. I mean, what sort of role do we expect you to see, especially with regards to District 13 politics, since you are so much involved into the PRO capacity? What sort of role do we expect to see from you?
Well, as I usually do, and I'm supposed you're aware of and you know, I've been sharing the message when it comes to district 13 politics. I've been sharing the message that political Tupa remains rescue number 13, which of course we reflect the issue all over the district. And you bear into so many forums, which of course I am also you've been seeing what I've been doing or what I've been going on in the field platforms. So in district 13, I'm faced with sharing a measure of political Tupa and selling political Tupa into district 13 that our district should be rescued.
So it is only with Colonel Cry you are going to use your pen or your voices to promote. You are not going to promote the national executives of the Unity Party.
On a national level, Unity Party, I will. But I just stated that I just been elected, which of course, in my previews, I'm already working on that to start. And within a few weeks from now or a few days from now, I'll be starting selling the candidate with the stream marketing to sell him as rescue mode.
Okay, now we move to the youth coordinator, Mr. Bena. How do you perceive this taking in terms of its leadership skills on the watchful eyes and supervisions of Edward P. Flomo, how do you?
Well, you know, we the people are should protecting because after election, whoever wins will vote by the people. So I would safely say that electing Honorable Flomo to serve as representative of District Number 13 was one of the greatest mistakes we ever made because severally the young man has said it that he know wanted to be represented people in there. I mean myself, I tired with the work. The work get too much stress. I put force me to be represented.
So on what occasion he made a statement?
He went, he visited my community, like he had in community, and he made that statement, and the community dwellers can testify to that. But to the issue, this is the if I said to be corrected, the fourth or the fifth years of a tenure. And till now, the district youth council has not been structured. Till now, the district itself does not have an office. Till now, we don't have, there have never been any district city. Till now, the lawmaker has not made any contribution to issuing plenary. So when you look at the cardinal responsibility of a lawmaker, the three cardinal responsibility, representation, lawmaking, and oversight, you will see that he has not even attempted
But
to,
one could
to
argue,
achieve
one could
one of
argue,
that function.
one could argue that one individual, a single lawmaker, doesn't make any law at the house. First of all, he has to lobby with other people, with other like-minded people
So
to support
if you
a
listen
particular
to
bill
me,
before
if
it's.
you listen to me correctly,
Mhm.
I said he has not contributed. So you have issue presented before plenary, and you make a say, even if it's to ask question. Papi Flomo has not asked a question in plenary. So you can have a guy who is employed by the people eating taxpayers' money and don't work for taxpayers. Because that's the main issue. If you can't make impact in national discussion, why are you serving? So when you come to public office, you should have a fixed mind to change something. But nowadays, especially in district number 13, in fact, this is the only represented district in the whole republic.
So the election that brought Honorable Edward Poppy Flomo to the field. Were you one of those who supported him in terms of the individual perspective? Were you one of those?
I didn't support Papi Flomo. I've never supported Papi Flomo. It's just simple. When you see people who have the tendency of changing something, you subscribe to the idea, even if they just make a statement. But the Congress is not, he's not even in the capacity to defend his own statement. So basically, when Papi Flomo goes to when you get to any political gathering, to balance his argument, he don't have control over his own ideas.
All right, let's transition into other things. Mr. SG, considering the fact that there are three cardinal responsibilities of lawmaking, as outlined by your brother, the coordinator, the lawmaking, the oversight, and what cardinal points, and considering the three, can you uh, can you applaud the lawmakers for his effectiveness in being able to live up to a particular or one of those cardinal responsibilities?
Actually, to be real focus TV, the lawmaker cannot be given any innovative law. Reason is just
In all of the three,
all of the three. Seriously, as a young individual potential 13 who have been subscribing with the ideology of was individual.
one could argue that Mr. Flomo built how he built town halls,
Mr.
he electrified the football field, And these are some of those things you can grade him
These
in
are
the
not
process of
these are not
exercising
things that
support
bring
site.
benefit to the economic class people of District 30. Electrifying football field. Who are those people playing? The hungry people are the one playing on the football field.
So it is a responsibility to create jobs for the people.
They have to. It is a responsibility to create an environment that will bring a bit of suitable job for the people. One instance, we have so many company within District 13. He doesn't need to go directly to the company and shop or individual into that vacancy. Like Cardinal Kratuba did in recent time, she did advocated for Kankan housing, where those people have a cold storage built there on their adding and they were benefiting nothing. But through her advocacy, they have employed 10 individuals from Kankan housing and today they are benefiting. So, Conor Green have lacking his responsibility as lawmaker of District 13. So we cannot give him any applause for any of those things.
So we move on to the PRO. Mr. PRO, if you were asked to grade the lawmakers in terms of his overall performance for the time he took over in 2019 of the president, what would be his grading mark?
Well, our grade is 0 point.
0 point. What are the indicators?
Recent being at the Metro all indication.
In order of the district? But he has built hospitals. He has built sometimes community town halls.
He have built some community town hall.
Yes, community town halls.
And some of the community town hall he started and then now it
He provided some money to educate some people. His scholarship scheme, they carried out annual scholarship scheme. So all of those
well,
things.
we should be talking about
So we
scholarship
should
as
not
well.
dive into that because we all know that recently there have been some issues that public promo holds school scholarship money for about a year or two, and he yet to pay. So if we come to this quote, that it's not a secret of District 13. We know that owe Jolocom over $1 million. He owe Christina Bidels over $1 million. He owes several institutions within District 13. So it's a good thing to provide scholarship scheme. Fury Battle that is a struggling school right now. He owes Fury Battle scholarship money. So when we come to this school, we are more focused on telling the people of District number 13 how committed we are to work for them. What are those strategies that we have, in order to solve these issues that will go around, that everybody will feel part of the leadership and why they should give us the mantle of leadership. So we all know it's not a secret in District 13. Every week experience go within this district, you will hear all of these issues that we have outlined against public flow. If you as a journalist decide to do an opinion poll here or do a survey, you will come to the conclusion, you will realize that these things are not just fallacy, but indeed they are facts. So I just want to let you know that the Unity Party Youth Congress Station number 13 has been able to design a strategy in which we will not any of the Unity Party within this district out of that process. We are open and we have strategized on how we can get our partisans back on board, make the Unity Party District 13 chapter more vibrant. Because right now we stand to be one of the most structured district, one of the most structured district within Mosrado County.
What is the yardstick you are using to determine that you are the most structured district in terms of the unit?
Because we have structured all of our zones leadership, the leadership, the women leadership, even the catering unit. Every district within district number 13 has a youth leadership for Unity Party, or women leadership for Unity Party, or ministry leadership. That the country we even have guest squads and guest guys in each of these communities of district number 13. So these are the strategies we have designed for participatory leadership. So if you are able to get all of your people represented in a single space, then you can be trusted with political leadership because it's about bringing the people together and soliciting the view before you get to national discourse. When you become a lawmaker, when you are a lawmaker, your responsibility is to hear from your people before making impact. So if you have a lawmaker who does not coordinate and tells you that he works by instance, then I think we are not getting nowhere. So we are here on this platform to let the people of District Number 13 know that the Unity Party Youth Wing District Number 13 has structured its leadership within the entire district. And we are open to working with people and hoping that those people who have not gotten their membership ID, and you are unity partisan or your sympathizer or any other political people want to be a member of Unity Party, we are here to tell you the process, how it's like to be a member of Unity Party, and how we are waiting to work with all of the people within the Shunamo Tech thing. So I don't want us to dive into the effects of Papier Flomo because the issues surrounding Papier Flomo leadership within the Shunamo Tech is so very vivid that everybody can attest to it.
But we are putting the politics of our district under the spotlight. So in the process of putting the politics of the district under the spotlight, these are key issues that we'll be basically looking at. Oh, another question. What has been the relationship between your candidate you support now and that of the incumbent lawmaker? What has been their relationship? Has there been any cordial relationship, or has the relationship been very hostile?
Well, we recently we saw a picture going around social media of Colinia, Tupac, and Papier Flomo. I supported Colinia in 2018, right after the election that got Papier Flomo to the house,
The by-election.
the by-election. I supported Colinia, Tupac, and the only reason we had that alignment with Papier Flomo at that time because we felt that the guy was an independent candidate, and our focus point was that we cannot simply allow CDC win the representative seat of district number 13 in the by-election. So it was for that reasons you saw Team Colinia members or United Partisans where you saw pictures of Colinia, Tupa, and Pape Flomo. But since he had inner motive, we don't have any alignment with Pape Flomo. District number 13, United Party leadership, we don't have a cordial relationship with Pape Flomo. Because for the fact that we want to rescue the country from CDC level government and the equipment is a sedition, United Party District 13 don't have any cordial relationship with Pape Flomo.
Okay, but just in case you are talking about, because if since Papi Promo win and Cornelia Crowd, the angle of uniting the district is supposed to come squarely from the incumbent lawmaker. Considering the fact that the lawmaker has not been able to muster the courage to be able to unite the people. What is the step that Cornelia is doing to reconcile and to cultivate the level of the level of reconciliations in every spectrum of the district?
So just to check me a bit, you recently last year April,
Mhm.
you saw we witnessed Columbia Practical launch a drug awareness and resilience education campaign. And that campaign was launched with a sports tournament within the district that the 38 official communities within district number 13 participated. That program was meant to educate the young people of District 13 about drug, the harm how harmful it is, and to bring people from different communities and with different walks of life together within District 13 so we can coordinate, we can work together as a team. So for reuniting District number 13, these have been one of the ways that Colonial Kratopa and Unity Party District number 13 has taken to bring the people back together. We witnessed a reconciliation program for Ella Bobby Flomo and Chocolate City football field when he won the election. I think it was a month after he won the election in 2018, and Manakolino Kratopa attended that program and make a statement. So when it comes to reuniting or bringing the people of this normal technique together, we have already started. We are not waiting to start. We have already started, and we just need to spice it up so that it can just have some flavors. But for reuniting, we have started.
Okay, some part of last year, and this question goes specifically to the SG because some part of last year, our district team, I know, was all in the news for the wrong reason. It has to do basically with the issue about the huge discovery of a consignment of drugs in our district. What was the role since the discovery of that particular drugs? What did Cornelius, what did Cornelius do when the drugs was particularly discovered in district 13, considering the fact that she wants to be a representative of the district?
Thank you very much. When it comes to Cordelia role in the chess or annual trust issue, she has played a major role for the anchor of the Unity Party. She has been a spokesperson for the anchor of the Unity Party in speaking against the drug being in her district. And she has been on uh, not D15, let's say Big FM, where she tried to give uh, basic information related to drugs that were brought to our district. And we know who brought those drugs. So, and thank God, at least the US embassy were able to hard track this harmful substance they were taken from our district.
Oh, you earlier stated that you know who brought those drugs. Do you care to, to just reveal some of those names that are in connections with the drugs that was found in?
When you have a government filled with people and they are doing everything possible to gain state power, they get funding by all means from any angle. So the government have major role to play in this drug business. And we will say the government have a major role in the drug business.
Do you think that your statement, do you hold the opinion that your statement is being backed by facts?
Yeah. To tell you no lie, you will never see a drug. In fact, where did the drug or continue came from? When we have position of police all around, even when it comes to the free people, we have people who discharge continue, and we have people who gather continue to take it elsewhere. So where you carry illegal substance from, and they were packed right into our district. So I believe the government has in this entire issue of the drug business.
Uh, okay, let's move on to the PRO. This year is 2023, and this is the year that many of the people who wanted to take state power, and especially your political leader, Cornelia Kratoba, is so much upbeat with her strategies to win to unseat the incumbent lawmaker. Do you care to tell us some of the strategies that Cornelia is basically going to use, in being able to unseat this lawmaker? Because the lawmakers, as for education is leaving no stone unturned. He has made up his strategies to even build his relationship with the people. Do you care to elaboration of the strategies that Cornelia is going to use, and are you confident also in the fact that Cornelia is going to basically win the state power, the highest seat of our district?
Yeah, once again, Mr. Togba, I'll say yes to that. And one thing I'll make clear on the platform, this is our electoral process. And for me, I want to personally lay basis on strategies that we are handling.
But are you confident?
I'm confident. I mean, we been working with the district team, and this is not our first year in our projects, our whole projects in district team, majority of our projects, and hopefully by next month we'll be into a community engagement. So I will not tell you nothing extra beyond that because we are strategizing and we are putting mechanism into place to work on things in district team. And our projects will, as I said previously, to our projects, we believe through the workings of Colonel Togba that the district and the people of District 13 will elect Colonel Togba as the next representative of District 13. In recent times, we observed Colonel Togba provided scholarship for 300 women in a vocational institution where people benefiting from the district, women are benefiting, young people.
Don't you think that those scholarships are election driven scholarships?
No, it is not. One reason is
But why is it that Accra has not been provided scholarships? Or let's assume that she has not been provided scholarships. But this time around, this year, and the politically tense year, 2023, she's now trying to provide scholarships. Don't you think that those scholarships are election driven scholarships?
So you don't bring assumption to,
no assumption.
to political gathering. Before this scholarship was launched, Colonel Togba has been providing scholarship. Some 2 years ago, 10% Humphrey Allen benefited from Colonel Togba scholarship, computer scholarship. So she paid 10% from Humphrey Allen. The workers are there. The workers are there. So it's not that because we are closer or we are in 2023 and or the working is just right here. It's because that like I said earlier, when you want to aspire for a political position, you should have the mindset of changing something. And we all came here. When I say here, I mean this world to change something. So for the fact that we want to deal with the dependency, we have the dependent force of this country, those people who depend on people to show up their daily responsibilities is too much. There's a wide range between the dependent force and that of the independent force. So what we has Team Collinia, Unity Party, Collinia Crowd, Topa, and all the folks of Unity Party, what we want to do here in District 13 is to change the status quo of the people in District 13. So whether it's political time or before political time, the focus point is to give you a lifetime empowerment that even if Colonel Katuwa be representative for 6 years, and after the 6 years, those training that you got as an individual, it resonates with you. So it's not literally because we are closer to our top team, but because the need for impartation within national protecting is calendar.
I'm getting. Okay. So let us move to another key questions from 2018 after the election. What is Cornelia Crowd role in the district before now and other temporary projects? So that question basically goes to the SG.
All right.
What has been her role before other temporary projects?
All right. Thank you very much. Relating colonial empowerment, she, like we said earlier, she's very influential. Cornelia have undertaken serious project. After she lost the 2018 election, she was still in the capacity to rehabilitate feeder roads. Like
Feeder roads.
feeder roads.
What are some of those feeder roads?
Chocolate City.
Chocolate City.
Chocolate City Road.
Mm-hmm.
Passatan, Planco. These are roads that we have picture evidence of. And now individual from the community can always attest to it. According to they have classified Cornell as the road hero.
The road hero.
That is, or the creator, many a time you call the machine here. And when it comes to the scholarship, I've been serving on the team as scholarship director for Team Cornelia. And when it comes to Cornelia empowering youth in scholarship, it is not rotating. Since 2018, Cornelia have given more than hundreds of scholarships. And we even have witnesses, even within your own surrounding, Tupo village. We have people who have benefited a lot when it comes to Ara and Ara, Bileman. These are people, these are children who are being empowered vocationally, not just mere education.
Okay.
And
Okay, I think 2 or 3 years ago, I have been also following the social media like every one of us does. There was this issue about a deplorable road conditions to where Cornelia lives, and Cornelia did post a picture of the road of the deplorable road conditions, which a lot of the people who live in that particular vicinity had to deroute to Semichael Junction Way, small Semichael Junction Way to be able to navigate their way to work. So what were some of those strategies that Tornado used to be able to restore to be able to restore or recover the people from the level of inaccessibility at that point?
You said
All right, relating that, you know, it is funny. After 88,
You have to identify.
Yeah, but basically identify. I said
There is no small Simago around that.
no. I said the exit road. The people have to do the route. You understand? So
yeah, relating that,
uh-huh.
if you can play from any other radio station like OKFM T15, if they can give their play to Albert to distribution, Cornelia have advocated. She has been one of the individuals who advocate on behalf of the district, on behalf of the dwellers of New Georgia for that technical rule. But after Sir Joseph heard that, he came, and now, if you even get to the road now, you will notice that the road is not on adequate condition in a good manner because public were going to do their work because an individual came in pretending to be the man of the county, and he just went and did part portion of that road. But Cornino have advocated for that road on several occasions.
Okay, you earlier stated in your capacity as the XG, and previously you were I don't know as to whether you are still serving in that particular capacity. You serve as the educational director,
Scholarship director.
yeah, scholarship director. Can you try to call a few names of those people who benefited from the scholarship scheme of Cornelia Kratopa?
There are many.
Just a few names.
All right.
With respect to their locations and the school they were actually attending.
Like when you go to Humphrey Aslan, we have Mustafa Kamara, we have Patient Kibi, we have Mark Anthony, we have the 10 person benefiting from Humphrey Aslan. All of the names I'm calling, you can even take a walk there this evening and you try to question, you will get every one of them. When it comes to Tubo Village, we have Chimama. We have one Chimama Tawari. We have Lisa Sapi, the Sapi family. We have Lisa Sapi. We have one Blessing. She lives around the 2 hours length. When it comes to Bilema, we have Patient Dibidi. There are many.
Okay, gentlemen.
And the schools that they have benefited from, one have to do with the LAF or Vocational Institute, and two have to do with the Royal Liberian School of Technology. These are schools that we enroll our scholarship students into, and they are making impact today.
Okay, gentlemen, we are first up with time, so we would like to take a very short break, and when we come back, there are other people who are watching this program, so they have placed their questions. So basically, we will read those questions from them, then we continue the discussions, and we just conclude with the discussions and other things. So we take our short break.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
So we have actually resumed from the short break, and basically we will be looking at the questions placed on our stream. There are other people who have been watching. Or I sorry that I didn't inform you that there were thousands of people who are also watching us from other parts of the districts in Liberia at large. Or so they have placed their questions. So I don't know as to what are the strategies you guys are going to use to be able to respond to the questions. I don't know as to whether you guys have pen or paper in which you will basically you will be jotting down the questions, and you would like to allow us to read the questions collectively and you respond to them at once, or you would just want to us to read the entire questions and just respond to them. So the floor is up to you.
So first, having the questions that we will be taking.
Oh, uh, we don't have a time ban of questions, but we will exhaust all of the questions to be able to
So we'll take it 5-5.
five.
Yeah.
Okay. But firstly, let us acknowledge some of those people who are following. Joe Saki. Joe Saki says, I following the conversation from Cornelia Crowd, New Georgia, Estate Nigerian Shabro. And veteran Ramsey say, I'm following from my proper Conan. Pizza Row says, I'm following from the conversation from Cornelia Crowd, New Georgia, Shabro. S. Amos Thomas Senior say, I'm following from District 18, Montserrat County. Joe Alfred, uh, please set up your appliances. Amos Estamba. So we begin with Amos Estamba, one of the viewer who's watching us now. He commented and he says, question number one, he says, what principle do you esteem that candidate you subsidize stands for? Subsidize stands for that is one of the questions. One of the questions he posted. Then another questions. Why are these principles essential to you? Why are these principles essential to you? What are the policies do you disagree with your party? There has been a lot of talks lately about objections in our district. Where do you stand on this issue?
The last question, please.
There has been a lot of talks lately about your objections in our district. Where do you stand on this issue? Meaning your candidate because you want to generalize the questions. There has been a lot of talks lately before your objections in our district. Where do you stand on this issue? So basically, you would love to respond to that individual questions before we transition to other questions. How do you intend to also play the game?
So we'll respond to the first, I think it's three questions.
Yeah, first three questions.
Okay. What you talk about the principle of Madam Cornelia Togba. Well, if you've been following the politics of District 15, like I said, even at the national level, we remain the most organized political party within this country. And one of our key principles is participatory workings. We believe that power should be decentralized. That's why today, if you get to our wishes are okay, let's say summit, that is the last thing you do with District 13. If you get there and ask for any United Party partisans or Team Linear member, they would and ask them any questions relating to Team Linear or United Party District 13, they will provide salient information. So that is because we really unique and we want that everybody to be part of the leadership, be part of the decision making process. That is one of our key principles. That in order for you to have a vibrant leadership or effective leadership, you have people participating with in the decision making process of that particular organization or party. So that has been one of the key principles that we have been working with. That is one thing that Paulinia has introduced to all of us, and we believe in it because it's workable. It makes the work easy, and it makes it effective. And the next question is, what is the objections in the district, right? They are relating to talks around about Cornelia Toba.
Yeah.
So Cornelia as an individual has been one of the inspirational young women that I personally have known from the time most of us get in contact with Cornelia. We especially for me, I've drawn to the conclusion that I can do anything, no matter the time, the space, the, the, the surrounding. So, Collier is someone who motivates you to do more with the little that you have. So, that kind of a person um, give you drives, tells you you're important, and that's the difference between Unity Party District 13 or Team Cornelia from other political parties or other political institutions within District 13. She has been able to inspire us that to the extent that we don't wait for her like other candidate supporters will do. Wait for the candidate to extend fundings before you execute some projects, but we have become so independent that this issue that is affecting our district and the country at large is everybody's responsibility. Cornelia is only the head of the team, but we all want to have one goal. So for that reason, whether we are core upon, we are not core upon, whether there is fundings or there is not no fundings, in whatever way that we can contribute with our minimum that we have, we will contribute because it is our cause. Today we have a by governance, and I can say for sure we are all affected one way or the other. So for that reason, we worked together as a team to ensure that we rescue this district.
Okay, let's transition into. Have you concluded with
Yeah.
all of the three questions? So we go to President Mohammed Bani Khanet, who is also following. He says, as a lead as a lead host of the show, please ask our guest how Madam. Okay, this is the lead host. I'm just playing I'm just being given the opportunity on today to, so he is basically asking his capacity as a lead host of the show. Please ask our guest how Madam Cornelia Craig got elected to the position of UP representative aspirant when she was not present during the primary of the Unity Party District 18 chapter.
What election? By election?
No, not with the issue about the by-elections, the conventions in which that brought some of you to power,
So
all of you to power rather.
okay, we had the just ended district, in fact, national convention, and currently Madam Togba is the vice chair for inter-party and national election commission affairs for the National Unity Party, and has a senior citizen of the party, senior member of the party in District 13, and has a former representative aspirant, Colinia Kratoba. Based on her working, you don't need rocket scientists to tell you that this woman is capable of serving this position.
So
And
how was
she
she
can,
elected, considering the fact that she wasn't in the country when you people, when you people were committed yourselves to a competitive process? How was she elected, or how was she chosen to head the Unity Party ticket to contest for the position as representative aspirant?
All right. Thank you very much. Unity Party, after every 6 years, we go into convention and then we elect a new leadership that will spearhead every activity within the party. And Cornelia and other foresaw of the Unity Party went through a convention 2022, in Banca where she was elected as the vice, vice on NEC affair. But when it comes to uh, election for being a leader of or being an aspirant of District 13, Cornelius Togba needs no primary. Reason is clear. The election we just had in previous time have nothing to do with or primary. We were electing our district leader to serve our district. So I think in other districts there will be a primary, but we have concluded upon that as leader of District 13 and for the national scene, that based on the work that we have done within her district, we don't need to send anyone in the district that will go, that will compete with her for primary, because definitely that person will be weak. So instead of doing that, Cornell is the face of the district. We just intend to use her to achieve the goal of District 13 and to rescue District 13.
So was she closely following the process?
So
the process that brought all of you to power.
Cornell have followed the process more than even people who were in the country. Cornell were following the process fully till everyone were elected, even from the county anchor. When we have our county leadership on Friday, that's on Thursday. We have our county or election at the HQ. She was following via video. And then for the district level, she was following till the end of the process. And she was even the first person that published the leadership on social media.
Okay, let's transition into another question. So, okay, this question is from Caroline Harris, one of the viewers. She say, okay, she says she's following Sunday. So the question is, she has two different questions. She say, how does your candidate handle criticisms? How does your candidate handle criticism? If your candidate is elected, what is her top priority while in office? If your candidate is imminent, if your candidate is elected, why? What is her top priorities in office? What is her top priorities in office?
So let's deal with the criticism first. Even ordinary person, we regular person couldn't have any political position or you are not a public figure, you receive criticism over time. People criticize you just for little or nothing, or that people always say something about one more about our public figure. So one thing that we have to learn to do is to allow people to criticize. And sometimes those you can use those criticisms as a building block for your success. So if people don't criticize you, then you're not going anywhere.
So how does she see criticism?
As a motivation. That's what I'm driving. When you criticize, even me as a person, we has studied party, district 13. When you criticize our workings, we see it as a motivation to do more. So if I come on your radio and I don't perform well and you lash me, the next time I will prepare that when I come back on your radio, you lash me. In fact, you will not lash me because I will perform more than what I did. So we see criticism as building block.
So let's go to the SG. What's about the priority issue? What are some of those things that are on her top on her plate that by the time she gets elected to office, she will she will exert keen interest upon?
All right, when it comes to coordinate or major priority, for our district now we are disorganized. We are disorganized in terms of unity. So here being a very homo person, very homo seven, who ready to bring unity to our people upon election, major target is to make sure we have improve accountability, and we are there to increase infrastructure. That is, everybody wants to be. we will have a moment to make sure we link with chairmen around the district, call a town meeting where we will get the views of the people. Like, not always state. You cannot go into a village and build a hemp home without you asking the people they are needing, what they are really short to. So for that, we always hear the voice of the people before acting towards it. And when it comes to representation, like we said, Corina is someone who has that lobbying power. Corina is willing to put or build on flow for discussion, and she will always work to make sure it comes to primary and lead or giving us a bill. But I can promise you, Corina has so many things on her agenda because she said, and she's working on 8 bills. And of the 8 bills, I believe we have already started it now. You can see infrastructure development ongoing. We have built a lot of bridges in the district. We have empowered youth. We have given job to people in the district, and it is helping. You can see it. So for that, we don't need to say more, but we just say vote on Togba comes October 10th.
So we move on to PRO. This question goes directly to you. What do you think is the biggest challenge confronting our district? What do you think is the biggest challenge confronting our district? What could you what could you say is your favorite candidate greatest shortcoming? Your favorite candidate shortcoming or default? Or what could you say is your favorite
For
candidate shortcoming?
for the district short shortcoming, they have to do with better representation. They have to do with represented. So the function come of teaching authority has to do with representation, matters, and lawmaking. It's one of the key things.
So what is the greatest challenge that is confronting the progress of our district specifically?
So the great thing here is you couldn't he's staying in that position as
Is the greatest challenge the progress of our development? What is the yardstick?
well. Because if we have a good leadership on a good representation, the district will progress, will make progress. It is kind of frustrating since the history of district marketing. It is during this regime of Happy Flomo that we they found a high amount of jobs. And during a regime, if you go into fewer homes in district, every homes you find person smoking, the children are into drugs, they are smoking. So this leadership honor, this district honor Happy Flomo is the shortcoming of district.
Okay, the last questions before we go to other questions from the viewers angle. Coming in the election as a member oppositions in the district as per party line, what are your candidate criteria here?
You said
Coming in the election on the basis of party line, what is your candidate's greatest fear?
Related to that, we will say for free that Corina does not have a fear. The reason is common. We have a external group that's working with Unity Party in District 13, that is Team Coordinator. And Team Coordinator is responsible to recruit every individual or love the ideology or power the ideology of Corina Toba. So for this reason, we have seditionists, we have AFC, we have Liberty Partisans who are all into the struggle. So for sure, Corina does not have any fear, but not motivate our partisans to go outside there and then call other partisans to take away the destruction of our district.
So, considering the fact that the district is well divided into 38 communities, as you rightly said, and as part of your introductory statement, or what are some of those communities that you can says boast of that this community and this community is one of the stronghold syndrome of political craft?
All right. Relating that, we have our surveys several times, and we have hosted a community town hall in all of the 38 communities. And one of our challenge during the election was the lower literature. But we can assure you, ranging from Sawmill to Chocolate City, we have no competitor. We have Sawmill, that is the last community, Bilima, Central Jamaica Road, Squatter Creek, even the battery factory where the present equipment lives, we have no competitor. So for this reason, and when it comes to chocolate state, that it's regarded as the largest community. In fact, it is our home. So we can assure all of our supporters, we can assure all of our partisans that comes October 10, we are going to be victorious in the process because we are doing our underground work and we are working from homes to homes for door to do in making sure that President Grant become the next lawmaker of District 13.
So thank you, gentlemen. We are pressed up with time, and we cannot emphasize this even further. So just in a nutshell, so that we bring this conversation to a closure, each one of you will be allotted a minute to give us a parting statements. So give us a parting statement. So we begin from you, who is already in the mood to speak. So you give us a parting statement, then we transition and go further.
All right, once more, I want to say thank you very much to the Coco family for accepting or for calling up or giving our invitation to speak on your platform. And we are clear, comes October 10, we are calling on every citizen, go to the polling station, go to the polling precinct, cast your vote for the person of your choice. And then we are also asking every resident of District 13 to please go and do your registration. Voter registration play a key role in every election. So we are asking you to please go and do your registration for safety. But once you have done your registration, definitely that tells anyone that you are eligible to vote. And to all of our partisans in District 13, I want to say thank you for your hard work and we'll continue to work with you. We are in touch with you every time and we will make sure that we bring your dream to reality. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Mr. Pierre.
thanks to the Foka family for the fight today. And thanks to the alcoholics, people of the screen of 13 like large. I just want to say thank you to them because come October 2010, October 2023, October 2023 rather, Colonel Craft, Vice President of 20, said for guys from the 20 rescue calling out the stream of the team. Fort Wasley, and thanks for us again.
So to conclude, we go to the coordinator.
So we say thank you for inviting us here. It is always a good thing to go on here and share our workings with people. But one thing regarding is encouraging people to vote. It's always to vote, to go to the polling center, to vote, make sure that your voice are heard through your voting. And like Martin Luther King and said that um, the vote, the ballot is powerful than the bullets. So when we have issues and if we have a failed system, but we have a system that we don't trust anymore, the best thing we can do is to go to the ballot and vote. So we are encouraging our fellow Liberians, whether from ABC party or CTZP party, you should make sure that you register for the upcoming October 10th election so that we can portray democracy once more and elect the right person for this country. So we remain in the party station 13 as we perform. We urge you to think Liberia, love Liberia, and together let us all build Liberia. Thank you.
So thank you, gentlemen. It was nice having you in the studio. This is the official platform of the Bigger Communications Incorporated, popularly known for its brand as Foka TV. We are open up. We are very independent. We don't owe loyalty to any other political alliance or political candidate, political figure. So we are very independent. You can call us. You can call upon us anytime you need our service, and we'll definitely provide the kind of service you need. So thank you, gentlemen.
right, thank you very much.
So we have been interacting with some people from the the Congress of Unity Party Congress District 18 chapter. So the discussion has been mostly vibrant and mostly about we chit chat on issues of national concerns and some issues about their party, and by extensions, we also place this protecting politics on the spotlights. And as you can see, all three of them are fire burning people because they spoke on issues ethically, even though some of those issues were not, or some of those issues were not as all people expected them to have spoken about it. So this is the February edition of the this is the February 23rd edition of the Focal Talk. This is the official platform of the Legal Communications Incorporated. I have been your guest. This is a rare privilege given to me today by the lead host, Mohamed Bani Clement, who has set aside today to be able to nurture me with the basic mechanism on how to coordinate and operate these appliances. So I want to use this public medium to applaud him for the level of boldness that he has made me to sit behind the microphone for the very first time. You know, mostly he has been coordinating almost all of the broadcasts we've been having. So I want to say, Mo, you did extremely well, and this is a clear display of leadership and innovations, like we have always been advocating and championing. So, so
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.